Hello everyone and welcome back. First of all, shout out to everyone who liked, subscribed, and commented. You guys are amazing and I appreciate you so much. Secondly, I'm hoping that I'll be posting a video every Saturday from now on, but we'll see how long I'm able to keep to that kind of schedule. And lastly, since last week, I added a handful of mods. Monsters, Crops, and Recipes being the one added with the most new items to go with it. And I got a retexture for said mod because I wanted to. And finally, I added the archaeology skill for 1.6, which will probably be the one that actually shows up in this video. I may add more mods as time goes on, but we'll see how I feel as I get further in. So, Monday of week 2 started with more mail! We sure are keeping that postman busy. In the first letter, the Stardew Valley Agricultural Network decided to give me some blue clover seeds that have a side benefit that I don't understand yet, but sounds cool in theory. In the second, someone named Wildflower told me that I could potentially find Junimo gens in certain crafting machines, and once I get 5, I should take them with me to Sunbury Village. Mysterious and exciting. With only 2 letters for the day, I started on watering my crops and said, "Hi, Bobby," and chopped down enough wood for me to make chest number 4 and still have enough wood to order that coop. After which I grabbed all the items I would need to 1. Get said coop built, 2. Have the axe upgraded, and 3. Get more museum items donated. Also, quick side note, I went into the code for star fragments and made it so that they were donatable to the museum, since I had seen the great outlines of star fragments in the collections tab, but didn't see the Gunther can tell you more about this if you donate it to the museum text, which meant that the mod had a small bug. But it was a quick fix, so now the text was there, I made sure to grab those 2. I did decide to go through the Cinder Sap on my way there, and the reason for that was that as I have played Stardew Valley Expanded before, I knew that visiting Andy and Sophia in the morning after you've talked to them a couple of times would trigger cutscenes where they would decide to help a new farmer out in their own ways. For Andy, that means early strawberry seeds, and for Sophia, that means free quality sprinkler. Both fantastic things. I also continued to forage along the way. I went to the museum first and dropped off my items, and then to Clint's, where I broke some geodes and made sure to get my axe upgrade started. I talked to some people as I made my way north, stopping by the Help Wanted board to see that Jesse wanted a gold bar. I had just found one in Olivia's trash, and thought that was rather fortuitous, and so accepted the quest. Even though I have no idea where I could possibly find Jesse. When I got to Robin's, I did a quick peek at what Mountain Meadow Farm looked like, even though I know about as much as where its location could be as I know about Jesse's schedule. Before I started up my coop upgrade, I did realize that I wasn't actually sure where I wanted to put the coop, but I can and probably will move it later. I forged some more things before getting back to the farm and putting everything away. I decided at this point that the community center was going to need some of the forageables from Ridgeside, and that I had neglected that area for long enough and decided to take the cable car up the mountain to see it. On the way up, I noticed something on the top of the cable car, and at the top that something turned out to be a Junimo ninja? I'm not sure, but having it tell me to shoo was not nearly as intimidating as it had probably hoped it would be. I wanted Junimo Ninja now. Anyways, Lenny gave me a tour of the town where I saw the ninja and some shady dude in the corner of the screen, while Lenny told me that scary fruit and spooky ghosts were just rumors. Well, I doubt those are just rumors. I don't doubt that I'm going to have fun figuring out exactly what's going on. From this point, I met Sean, Yisbel, Lola, Paula, Faye, Pika, Corrine, Kiara, Shanice, Lorenzo, Kenneth, who I know I've already met, Ezekiel, who I know I haven't, Bert, Freddie, and Alyssa. None of them gave me the new person dialogue, which I'm not sure why, but suspect that it's because I downloaded new mods. Don't ask me why I have that suspicion, but it makes sense in my head. Still, it doesn't matter too much as I'm going to work through relationships as they come. It is kind of amusing, though, that the people I've never met say hi like they know me. And in between all the greetings, I managed to find 2 ridgeside cherries while searching the place, and got back to the valley in time to say hi to Claire and grab some more forageables before bed. Day 9. The mail had a nice surprise from the Shrooms and Blooms people, as they had a seed maker for me, and news that some of those fruits I was foraging, if I found 3 of them, I could put said fruits into the seed maker and get a tree out of it. I was very excited. Andy sent me 3 strawberry seeds, which was fantastic, and I got a Queen of Sauce radio, which would play on Tuesdays and Saturdays from now on. I said hi to Bobby, watered my plants, filled the empty spaces with seeds I had been sent or found around the valley, and set that new radio down to learn a new fruit turnover recipe. From that point, I made sure to grab that gold bar I had found, as I had met Jessie in town last Tuesday, so I was hoping she would show up again today. I also grabbed my pickaxe, as I wanted to get some mining done today. I said hi to Kihai, Carmen, Floor. I grabbed a Help Wanted quest to slay some slimes, continued to say hi to Maru, Martin, Alex, Ezra, Iman, Victor, Eloise, and checked the beach for more forage. I set up some more stuff in the beach chest and went back into town saying hi to Lewis and Gus before finding Jessie again. I finished the quest and she proved to have more than one eye. Good for her. Finally done, I sent out for the mines, foraging along the way. I said hi to Linus and gave the raccoon a gift, now knowing I could befriend the creature. He rewarded me with a soggy newspaper in return. Exciting stuff. At the mines, I set everything in the chest, save for my sword and moonberries, and headed in. It was a neutral luck day, so I wasn't expecting great things, but I did kill plenty of slimes and bugs, both for the village quest and the Adventurers Guild quest. I ran into several nodes that were too hard for my current pickaxe to break, but also found some that I was able to break. More colored coral nodes, some mudstone nodes, and Bobbingtonite. It was rather slow going though, slow enough that it was already 1 a.m. by the time I reached floor 19, and even though I broke every rock I could, the spiral floor defeated me, and I passed out at 2 a.m. with bugs hounding me. I did reach level 1 combat and level 3 mining though, so that was a win. Day 10. We've reached double digits, folks, and that means, well, nothing specifically, but day 10 of the month means my first fishing guide mail. This also comes with very cute stationery. The Hout Mouse officially moved in, poke, and unfortunately, the day I pass out with more than 100 or so G is the day that Joja finds my passed out body rather than Harvey. Unfortunate. Well, I'm sure I'll pass out again and give Harvey another chance to charge me more than pennies. So Joja charged me $499, and Grandpa sent me $500 from beyond the grave. And it all evens out. Ha! Anyways, I started firing up those copper bars and picked some cute flowers before watering my crops and really getting started for the day. I had plenty of stuff to donate to the museum, so I meandered my way over saying hi to people, and while at the museum I gave Vincent a flower for his birthday, which he seemed to enjoy. I went to the blacksmith and picked up my axe and started up my pick for the next upgrade. I keep thinking that the first upgrade is 5,000 instead of 2,000, and it's kind of funny that it throws me off every time. Anywho, I said hi to a few more people, a couple I think I haven't met officially, and made sure to talk to Lewis to complete the slime quest from the day before. He gave me my first prize ticket, of which I'm going to need a ton as time goes on. I made my way up the mountain as I had left my hoe in the mining chest and really wanted it back, and grabbed a few other things out of said chest while I was at it. I gave Linus a gift, and he told me he didn't trust me right afterwards. And in the backwoods, I hoed up Jack be nimble, Jack be thick. I didn't have space for it, but I was excited nonetheless. I organized my chests while dropping off my loot, and went back to the backwoods to get my book, which I immediately read for the defense boost. I then went back into town to turn in my prize ticket and got the Linus trash cutscene, where I told him it was perfectly fine to go rummaging through the trash, as I did it all the time. At Lewis' house, he told me about the prize machine, and upon getting my carrot seeds, I remembered that there was a second ticket I could grab now that I had the upgraded axe. So I made my way to the top right corner of the map and nabbed that, but Lewis' house closes at 10, so I couldn't turn it in that night. So I said hi to Abigail as she left the graveyard, and Ian as he left the saloon, and upon entering the saloon, I entered a cutscene with Keanu and Gus. Keanu seemed to be dealing with some family stuff and might need a listening ear. I said hi to Marnie and a couple of new people, I think, Edith and Michael. I gave Shane a flower and he told me he didn't have time to talk to me. I finished saying hi to everyone and headed home for the evening, where I ran into Claire and gave her some tea leaves, which she liked. I got home and cleared out my inventory, chopped some trees with my spare energy, as I had gotten the level up message earlier in the day, and slipped into bed around 1:40. And level up I did! Level 6 forging, which is so crazy to me, and level 1 archaeology. I'm excited to see the stuff that this particular skill tree adds to the game. And the star fragments continued to be a bit too overpowered, but I won't complain for this playthrough. Andy was at my door on day 11, warning me about crows. The crows ended up scaring my real-life birds, and I had to briefly pause the game to calm them down. But I only thought it was funny. I only had one letter in the mail today, and it was Robin asking me to help her find her lost axe. I will not be giving that axe back anytime soon. Sorry, Robin. I then watered my crops, said hi to Bobby, and got to test out putting 3 kinds of a fruit into the seed maker, which was quite exciting. I do like getting tree saplings without paying for them. I also did a lot of wood chopping with my new axe. While chopping a tree, I got a new resource egg. This one was a tapper egg. I was very excited for that one. I'm going to need quite a few tappers in the coming weeks. Finally deciding to leave the farm, I found Vincent and Jazz playing by the sewers. I gave a horseradish to Andy, totally forgot that I meant to visit Marnie to buy some chickens, and went into town instead to turn in that second prize ticket and to donate a new bug to the museum. I met someone named Blake and their roommate, Leanne, who might be a bit of a prankster. I checked the beach for conch shells and said hi to Victor and Willie, then met someone with the name of Rosa, who's got a cool hat. I gave out a whole bunch of gifts in quick succession before running to Ridgeside in hopes of finding more Ridgeside exclusive forage. With a bit more light and in the more wilderness area, I found a grave with a worn down epitaph and a note about a clear skies at 11 p.m. to go stargazing. Curious. But I did find a lot of fun new things, and that alone made the trip worth it. I met someone named Maddie who didn't want to hear me out, said hi to Shanice, Paula, Anton, Bert, and checked the help wanted board. I had no way of finding flying skulls, so I did let that one pass. Said hi to Faye, Carmen, and I took a look at the town map and peeked into the hotel in hopes that I could give Isabel a birthday gift, but it was too late. On the way home, I gave Claire another gift and went home to bed. Day 12. Poor Susan, up by the railroad and behind the landslide, got word of the newest farmer in town and sent me a letter in response. She's got to be extremely frustrated up there. She's missing everything, including the Egg Festival, which Mary Lewis sent me a reminder for. Sure hope Susan didn't get that letter too, 'cause that would be rubbing salt into the wound. I watered my plants and tried putting some of the berries I was finding in bushes into my seed maker and got a couple of acai plants out of it, which I didn't realize were trellis crops, though I probably should have. But luckily, I didn't accidentally block myself out. I made a new chest for more of my stuff and remembered that chopped fruit trees now drop saplings, which meant that I could chop the apple tree at the bottom of the farm down and set it up top with my other fruit trees for the moment. I headed down to the Cindersap forest in hopes that I would actually remember to get some birds from Marnie. I did get distracted by talking to Jacob, who's got a cool beard, and he warned me about being in Eastgarp after dark. He really should have warned me about being more distracted by stuff. I picked up said stuff and made my way over to the traveling cart and the mysterious lady who told me not to start sword fights in hot air balloons, which is... well, it's pretty good advice, all things considered. The traveling cart didn't have anything too interesting for me, though, and I did make my way back to Marnie's, where I got to see the Livestock Bazaar mod, which was needed for, well, a lot of the new animals that I added to the game. Almost every animal added has new items attached to them, and I'm so excited to have a full-on menagerie worth of animals. Look at them! Look at all of them! Oh, fantastic. Anyways, even though I had so many options, I knew that I should probably start with the original brown and white chickens, if only for tradition's sake. Now, normally, I would use other character names from the fandom that I picked as my player character. However, there really aren't that many named characters in K-pop Demon Hunters, so my animals are all going to be named after clones from Star Wars, because I do love my clone trooper sons, and I'm sure it doesn't say anything meaningful at all that the clones in Star Wars have about as much rights as barnyard animals on my farm. Nope, there is absolutely no double meaning in this choice at all. Also, this is probably a good place to point out that I do have 2 different quail mods installed, and that I'm fine with that. Quail are mildly suicidal little kamikaze birds, and I am absolutely down to have at least 5 of them on my farm. Anyways, I ran past Sam, who was trying to do a kickflip, talked to Beatrice, who was the first to tell me she was excited to see me at the Egg Festival, though definitely not the last. I said hi to all the kids and teachers in quick succession before finally getting to pick up my copper pickaxe from Clint. I did check my introductions, which showed that I had met 81 out of 114 people. Hopefully the Egg Festival would get me up to 114 out of 114. Though, I guess we'll see. I finally made it to the mines, where I tried to stick all my stuff into the chest to have an empty inventory before mining, but I had too much stuff to actually do so. My copper axe still wasn't enough for all the nodes I could find, but it was still better than nothing. Purple coral and an emerald were a nice find, but I was really there to get started on my copper collecting, as I was going to need a lot of it for the plans I had. A Dougie dropped a small glow ring for me. That alone would have made the trip worth it. I like being able to see in the dark, so sue me. I did not get stuck on floor 19 this time, so that was nice, and I found a secondary tunnel on floor 20, which I wanted to explore, but it was late, and I actually wanted to get back to the farm before passing out, so I would have to wait just a little bit longer. I had to decide what to take home and what to leave there, with the knowledge that I wanted to bring home as much stuff as I could to clear up space in that chest. I also wanted to give Marlin a gift, and upon entering the Adventurers Guild, I got a cutscene inducting me as the 26th member. Marlin, however, wasn't actually there. Instead, I found him out by his personal dock, where I gave him some quartz, and he told me that adventuring was dangerous, and that if I needed a sharper sword, he could put in a good word with Clint. Somehow I don't think Clint actually will be the one to get me a sharper sword, but if he does, that'll be a surprise. From that point, I ran home and slipped into bed at 1:50 exactly, and got level 2 combat. Saturday, the day of the Egg Festival, had the Queen of Sauce Radio teach me how to make egg tarts. I love the fact that it matched up. What a cool thing. The Egg Festival also marked the first day I didn't have any mail. Almost 2 weeks straight, but my popularity seemed to be wearing off. I got started on my morning chores, making sure to fire up copper bars while working. I said hi to my new birds, too. Though because I hadn't closed the door to the coop the night before, it took me a bit to find Alpha 17 hiding in the grass. I finished up my chores by 10 and decided to do a foraging loop, as I had time before the festival would actually start. I found another fiber egg and a whole bunch of new bugs and was very excited about it. I shouldn't have been surprised when I ran out of space again. Surprise me it did. I forgot whether or not I needed to be in town by 1 or 2, and to be safe, I decided to get in before 1. I'm not sure if I actually talked to 114 people, but man, did it feel like it. I met a family from Eastgarp who I was sure I hadn't met yet, as they were all very bougie. And not like casually so, like Olivia and Victor, but dramatically so, with noses up in the air and everything. Still, I said hi to absolutely everyone I could find, including an angry tortoise. I'm only a little jealous. I love turtle friends. And Moon, the blue Junimo, who may or may not have been visible to the people around us. I stopped by Pierre's stand and grabbed every recipe I could find, and also 15 wasabi tubers and 10 gerbera seeds. Gerbera. Pronunciation. I will make sure that I look up pronunciation later. Mostly because I wanted to try something new and didn't realize right away that wasabi was a summer plant. Whoops. Afterwards, I started the egg hunt, and Lenny and Lewis had a bit of a teasing session to get it going, and I ran a fairly standard loop. I only ran into a few people, and I did worry a bit for Abigail, who got stuck in Emily and Haley's garden planters. I still went out with 9 eggs, though, so that was nice. I did forget again that my inventory was full, and so I left a daffodil on the ground. I wonder if that'll be in town tomorrow. Or maybe it'd be funny if it showed up for the next year's egg hunt? I guess I'll see. After that, it was 10 p.m. I planted and watered the 10 gerbera plants, and then sold off some duplicates, including 74 cranberries from picking bushes. See, YouTubers will tell you the best ways to make money, and there are lots of methods out there, but the biggest money maker will always be quantity. A single bottle of starfruit wine won't get you nearly as far as 100 bottles of wine. Basic math. So, whatever you decide is the most fun, find a way to also make it to the thing that gives you the most quantity. Thinking about it, I guess I did kind of do that, like the modded way, with adding a whole bunch of forge items. But I guess that just proves my point even more. I'll stand by what I said. I did go to bed a bit early though, as I hadn't leveled up and didn't want too big of a stamina hit. Day 14. The Queen of Sauce taught me how to make coleslaw. I checked the calendar and realized that there was even more people represented on the calendar than I had originally thought, when I saw that Haley shared her birthday with 3 other people, which makes sense. One of my favorite random facts I love is that there's something called the birthday problem that states that with our calendar in real life, a group of only 20 people, you have a 50% chance for 2 of those people to share a birthday. And in a group of 100 people, that chance is 99.9, which is kind of crazy when you think about the fact that there are 365 days in a year. So in a world with at least 114 people in it, with a calendar that only has 112 days, there is going to be quite a few shared birthdays. Still, I struggle to remember faces and names in real life, so unless the character is from the base game or from Expanded, I will struggle to get them memorized anytime soon. Speaking of the base game, Demetrius was at my door with the most divisive question in Stardew Valley. Bats or mushrooms? I picked bats. I don't know if they'll be able to drop off more of the modded fruit or not, but if so, great. If not, my decision would have been the same. As mushrooms, I need to check every other day, and bat fruit can build up for a while, and the cave is kind of out of the way on this frontier farm. It did take me till fall in my first expanded playthrough to find it, which is just a titch embarrassing. I got another letter, this one from my mom, who gave me a family cookbook and a frying pan as part of the Love of Cooking mod, which I've never played with before, so I'm eager to try out. I do assume that I will need a kitchen first, though. I went and said hi to my chickens. I love those little fluff balls, and it's so much easier to find them when they're in the coop and not in the grass. I said, "Hi, Bobby," which I try to do every day, but might not mention in my monologues anymore. I headed into town to see if that daffodil was there. It was not. I picked up a quest Decided to drop my loot off at the museum. I broke some geodes and said hi to everyone I passed by. In the mountains, Lewis lamented over Joja's landslide and Susan being unable to visit the town, which I agree with. But man, Lewis, why not hire Clint to blow it up? Or the Adventurers Guild to threaten Morris with swords? Come on, Lewis, you can be more proactive about the capitalist scourge upon this valley. Ah well, I guess I'll just have to progress my way through. Outside of the carpenter shop, I found a node. A geode egg node. Man, I love chickens so much, and I'm so excited for more of these eggs. Inside Robin's, I built a silo and bought the big chest recipe, which I would sorely need, and said hi to the house occupants, and then remembered I wanted to give Haley a gift. She enjoyed her flower, and I enjoyed making more space in my inventory for stuff. A worm spot by the guild provided me with a book I had never seen before. This one would give me archaeology experience, which I read happily. Entering into the mines, I found a dwarf who gave me a dwarf scroll 1 and then promptly ran away. I appreciated the gift though, but also, no, little guy, come back! My mines chest was still rather full, but I wanted to explore that mysterious hole. There was a mysterious message in that mysterious hole, and it talked about a lodge and traveling. A singular patch of dirt in said cave, when hoed, produced a warp totem. Seeing as there was a warp ruin on the floor, I figured I might need it. It was like stepping into Narnia, as it was still winter. I met Adelaide and found out I was on Mount Vapius, and Celestine told me I could stay at the inn if I couldn't get home, and that there was a market on Tuesdays and Saturdays. How exciting! I shook a tree and found a feather and wandered around. I met Rayan, who wanted to jump in a hot spring, and found a broken ticket machine that I would probably have to fix later. I also met Maddie, the super relatable. There were some cool steps by a lake, and Celestine told me more about her inn. There was a train stop too, but it didn't go back to Pelican Town, so it was a good thing I had some totems with me. I certainly found a lot of locked buildings before I found the inn where I meant to buy the winter rye bread recipe and did not mean to buy some white rice. Whoops, you win some, you lose some. Still, it was getting late, so I checked a kind of quarry-like area and found some cool things, along with like 4 lost books. And man, Gunther, if you're looking for the thieves who stole the library collection, you might want to check out Mount Vapius. Still, I found some cool seeds, an old stamp, and 3 broken watches. I thought it was a great haul. I warped back to the mountainside in Stardew Valley and grabbed some more forage. As I ran home, where I shipped some stuff, organized some stuff, closed the coop door, grabbed some more forage, and literally made it to bed at exactly 2 a.m. Sleep brought with it level 7 foraging, which I will reiterate is absolutely crazy, and level 3 archaeology, which is less crazy, but still cool. And with that, my second week in Stardew Valley came to a close. So, thanks again, everyone. If you've gotten this far and you haven't yet, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. But more importantly, I hope that you have a good, fantastic, outstanding, marvelous, extraordinarily great day.